Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, I got some huge Chicago Bulls news on like the NBA draft, of course, about the Chicago Bulls, like who we're going to draft with the 4th pick, and the Killian Hayes being really interested in the Chicago Bulls. But before I get into the video today, I just want to say thank you guys for 9,000 subscribers. We just hit 9K, I'm pretty sure last night. You know, I appreciate it a lot, guys. I'm really happy that you guys are enjoying these daily videos. You know, thank you guys for always watching my videos, subscribing to the channel, just liking the video. Honestly, it does a lot. It means a lot to me. And also just leaving any questions and following me on Instagram or anything like that. Just thank you guys for supporting me. Now let's aim for 10K and keep growing this community. So yeah, let's just jump into today's video because there's actually been a lot of news and rumors that have been coming out. I'm gonna have videos out all week talking about them, so stay tuned for all that. But yeah, like I said, today's video is pretty much surrounding the NBA draft and Killian Hayes mainly. And I see a good few of you guys, you know, when I was making a lot of draft videos, I'd say last month, a lot of you guys were saying the Bulls need Killian Hayes. And the other day, Casey Johnson, you know, the Bulls insider, was like at the NBA draft combine. At quote unquote the NBA draft combine, because it's like, it's pretty much just Zoom interviews with reporters and like draft prospects and such. So it's kind of weird, but it's still interesting and cool that Casey Johnson put this out. You know, Casey Johnson was on like the NBA draft combine Zoom interview with other reporters and draft prospects. And the French point guard Killian Hayes said he interviewed with the Chicago Bulls a long time ago. And he also called us a very interesting team. And it's kind of interesting that the Bulls, you know, interviewed him a long time ago. And I don't know if they interviewed him again or talked to him recently. It doesn't sound right like we have. So who knows about that whole situation. But him calling us an interesting team definitely makes a lot of sense, especially with like last year, you know, in last year's NBA draft, we drafted a point guard, and kind of this year, Arcidiacono kind of hinted at taking a point guard with the 4th pick. I'd say the Bulls need a small forward, which I believe we're going to take Denny at 4, but then there's been a lot of rumors about Arcidiacono like hinting at a point guard at 4, and I know a rumor came out that said of course the Bulls are going to like take the best player available at 4. I'm pretty sure Arcidiacono kind of hinted at the best player available at 4 is more than likely going to be a point guard. You know, I believe in many NBA, like other reporters and just a lot of people expect LaMelo Ball to go like top 3. So the only other really like best point guard in this year's NBA draft is Killian Hayes. So there was a lot of rumors about, you know, Arcidiacono being high on Killian Hayes. It made sense, you know, Killian Hayes plays overseas. Arcidiacono was overseas. He likes a lot of overseas players just like Denny. But at the same time, who knows what Arcidiacono really wants. But if you guys are Bulls fans and you want us to draft Killian Hayes, there's some good news. You know, he said that we're a really interesting team. And Killian Hayes also said that like his agent told him that he expects to go anywhere between like the number 2 to 10 range in this year's NBA draft. And something cool that Casey Johnson put out, you know, he was talking to Killian Hayes, and Killian Hayes has said like he has watched a lot of film on Dwayne Wade, Derrick Rose, Steve Nash, Manu Ginobili, Goran Dragic, and Milos, I don't know how to say his last name, I'm sorry about that, you know, and among other NBA players, of course. And Casey Johnson said nothing like setting the sights high, which I agree, those are all great players. You know, it's pretty cool that he was watching, of course, the hometown like hero Derrick Rose, you know, from Chicago. And more on Killian Hayes talking about the Bulls, he said, it's a really interesting team. It's a young team that is fighting for a playoff spot. You know, I hope so. I hope we're hopefully the 8th seed or maybe better next year. Who knows? My expectations are high for next year. I'm just hope I'm not let down for like the 2nd year in a row, because I had high expectations for us last year, but everyone knows what happened with Jim Boylan and the injuries, of course. And to talk more about that, Killian Hayes also said so it could be a real good spot for him. And I guess while he was talking to the media, he repeatedly like stressed he's working to become more of a like threat off the ball. And he also said that of course, Killian Hayes' like number 1 trait is like his playmaking ability. And he said his playmaking makes him like a great fit with Zach LaVine, Coby White, and Lauri Markkanen, which I do understand and I get it from him. I mean, Killian Hayes, his number 1 like is of course playmaking. That's like his best like aspect, I'd say, from his game. And of course, with say the Bulls do draft him 4th overall, the Bulls have pretty much number 1, number 2 like offensive threats with Zach LaVine and Coby White. I'm going to be honest, they're both like decent playmakers, but they're not like on Killian Hayes level. I love Coby White. I believe he could play the point guard like role and point guard position in the NBA. Of course, he needs to improve on his playmaking and passing, like I've said for many months now, and that's like the main thing about Coby. I see a lot of you guys in the comments saying Coby White's a 2 guard, which I do believe Coby is more of a 2, but I believe he can also play the 1. And Killian Hayes, something that's really surprised me about him, he has a great reputation overseas. This kind of, I'm going to sound crazy for saying this, but, running at the point guard, he's like 6'5", 210, and he has a great ability to, of course, he's a great playmaker and just a great ability to, create for his teammates. And he's really good in like isolation scoring. He has great size, and he's a very ball dominant offensive like type player. Overseas, he earned the reputation as the German League James Harden. So that's some big praise that speaks a lot about him overseas. And I'm going to be honest, it sounds kind of foolish to call him that. But if you watch his highlights, I can see it a little bit. Of course, Killian Hayes hasn't got like the same attention that the media has gave like LaMelo Ball or anyone or like James Wiseman or anyone. Killian Hayes is kind of like in the shadows. They're kind of like just sleeping on him, honestly. And I'd say he's just as talented as some of those other guys in like the top 3. He has a lot of potential, and he could end up being like the best star of this NBA draft class. He has great physical tools. He just needs honestly, we just need to give him a chance. A lot of NBA teams are interested in him. He's only 18 years old. And given the new direction of the team, our whole new like front office and organization, like I said earlier in the video, Arcidiacono kind of hinted at drafting a point guard with the 4th pick, that being like the best player available. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see the Chicago Bulls draft Killian Hayes with the 4th overall pick. The Bulls could also play like a 3-guard lineup with Killian Hayes running the point guard, Coby White at the 2, and then Zach LaVine at the 3. I'd say, of course, that's kind of like a smaller ball lineup, I'd say, quote unquote. But at the same time, they're all 6'4" or taller, so it could work in the NBA, especially with like the whole way that the NBA is going to like small ball and just like pick and rolls and just 3-point shooting. And also that just like even more to add on to this fire is that, of course, if you watch OKC, Billy Donovan liked small ball lineups. In OKC, Billy Donovan used Chris Paul, Dennis Schroeder, and used Shaq Alexander together at OKC. That was like their best lineup with 3 point guards pretty much on the floor. So it makes a lot of sense if the Bulls decide to draft this man. Arcidiacono is kind of high on him. He kind of put that out and hinted on it. I see a lot of you guys saying Coby's more of a 2 anyway. So this could be the Bulls' future point guard. Who knows? The NBA draft is still a few months away. Definitely leave any comments or questions below this video. Killian Hayes is interested in us. I'm sure the Bulls are interested in him as well. We've already interviewed him once, I'm sure. And I'd expect whenever the NBA draft does happen, the Bulls are at least going to interview him at least once or twice more, hopefully. We can never do enough scouting on great players. This 4th pick is very valuable. The Bulls need to hit on this. We are a rebuilding team. We need to add more young talent to this roster. Like I said, thank you guys for 9K. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Definitely leave any comments or questions about Killian Hayes if you guys want him, or if you guys just want to stick with like Denny at the 4. Definitely leave any comments or questions below today's video. If you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 10K by the end of next month. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.